Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? There's nothing too good for a girl that's so true. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? I bought you a fur coat for Christmas, a diamond ring, a Cadillac car, and everything. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you?
Greetings, peeps, and welcome to Music Elements Online, MUS 100. I'm very happy that you have decided to join us. My name is Dr. Tim Hendrickson, and for the next 7 weeks, I will be your host. You can call me Dr. H. Everybody does. So let's get that out of the way. I don't go by Mr. Hendrickson or Mr. H or Dr. Tim or anything like that. It's Dr. H. So I look forward to getting to meet all of you, if only virtually. So a little bit about our course. Essentially, this is a music theory course, kind of a rudimentary or basic music theory course. So you're going to be learning mostly about the mechanics of music. And if you've browsed through our online text at all, you've sort of already determined that, I'm sure. One of the things I want you to keep in mind right off the get-go is this is a 7-week course. So we're not like the 14-week semesters that we normally have. This is a condensed version. So we only have 7 weeks to get all this material in. We can do it, but just understand that we don't have a lot of time to play with. So be careful and use your time wisely. A little bit about communication with me in specific. It's extraordinarily important that you communicate with me through email. During the summer months, I'm very rarely in my office on campus. And since I teach mainly online in the summers, well, most of the time I'm sitting at my studio here at home. So reaching me through email is the best way. You are welcome to call my office and leave me a voicemail, but it may be the end of the summer before I actually get to it. So please shoot me an email. That's the best way to get in touch with me. Okay, so let's talk about how our course is laid out. Again, much of this you've probably already discovered. There are two sides to the story. Okay, on the one side, you have our online text, and on the other side, you have e-learning. So on our online textbook, this is where all of your assignments, the readings, learning tools, short vids, that virtual keyboard, the worksheets, the quizzes, and the exams, those are all on our online text. Versus on the e-learning side, you have discussion topics, you have the detailed course calendar, you have announcements, you have course documents, and special materials, links, things like that, and resources, and of course, the link to our textbook. So just understand that you have two areas, two locations that you kind of have to go through, although it's a little bit easier for you guys this semester because in previous semesters with this course, they had to actually go outside of our e-learning environment in order to view the online text. Now you have that direct embedded link that you can use. So when we talk about attendance and grading, remember this is an online course. We don't have a set meeting time. You have to budget your time, so you got to make this work for your schedule. So just understand there is no day-to-day attendance. Your attendance in this course is really determined by your participation, which involves your participation in the online discussion topics, completion of assignments, taking the quizzes, the exams, all of those things count towards your attendance. Anytime you respond to an email from me or you send me an email, that counts as your attendance. So just understand there is no, I'm not taking attendance, right? It's impossible to do with a virtual class like this. So just understand this is how you make the grade. If you blow things off and you don't do your assignments, you don't do the readings, you don't participate in discussion topics, you never communicate with me, well, then you're probably gonna make an F. So please do the assignments, participate in the online discussion topics, and communicate with me if you have issues. So your grade is determined largely by the effort that you put into the course, okay? So I grade on effort every bit as much, if not more so, as I do on correct answers and things like that. So please do the work, do the assignments, and watch your time. Don't put things off until the last minute. Again, I urge you, this is only a 7-week course. We only have a certain number of days to get things in. Now, I do try to build in time for you to do the assignments, but consider this. When we're in like a 14, 15-week semester format, you probably, on a 3-credit-hour course, you probably meet once a week. Well, think about it this way. When it's condensed like this, and we're only meeting in half the time or less than half the time, think about what you would do. You would probably meet 2 days a week. So kind of use that as a guide to budget your time. Don't put things off until the last minute. Do them as soon as you have the time to do them. Okay? You do the work, you put in the time, you're probably going to make an A. A little bit about something unusual with this online Music Theory course is you have a composition project. Yes, that's right. You are going to be composing a melody. And believe me, we're going to discuss all the components of that at some point in the not too distant future. But just be aware, you will be asked to compose a short 8-measure melody. So it's not horrendous, really. You'll be fine. But you do need to do that. It is a part of your grade, and it is a project. And again, shortly here, I'll be sending for you the composition project parameter, so you know exactly what you are dealing with. Okay, so as I said earlier, there are 2 sides to the story. There is the online textbook side, and there is the D2L side. So let's take a look at our D2L site and how it relates to our online text, and then we'll take some time and look at the online text and some of the things you're going to have on that. I realize many of you have probably already seen the online text, so no worries, but just be aware that there are some things that you might have overlooked. So we'll take a look at these, okay?
Okay, greetings, Music Elements peeps. Let's talk about our e-learning site and our online text. When you first pull up e-learning on your PC or on your phone, you should come to a screen something like this on the D2L Brightspace spot. And you're going to look for our course, Music Elements Online. And it should look just like this. You just click on that, and that will come. That will bring up our homepage on our D2L site. And this first page always should come up, which is the news page, and it has welcome and announcements and things like that. And I will have other announcements as we get further along into the course. You can see some instructor information here. You can also see a calendar. Please understand that this is not the detailed course calendar. This is simply a calendar that is showing when things are due. Okay, and as you can see, some things are going to be coming up here at the end of May. Everything that is contained in the course and relates directly to the online text can be found on the Contents tab right here. So if you click on that, you will notice that on the left here in this menu, you have introductions, you have the detailed course calendar. You will be able to see a welcome vid soon. This has been blacked out. You can't see this on your side yet, but you will. But notice how all the sections to our online text are listed here. The keyboard, section 2, the staff, section 3, rhythm and meter, and so forth. And then if you look down at the bottom, you have a module that's called Online Textbook Access. And if you click on that, that comes up to this module here. And you would click on this link here and it'll bring you directly to our online text. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, I would like for us to take a look at a few things within this particular Contents tab, and that is the detailed course calendar. If you click on that, you will see that our detailed course calendar comes up. Now let me just talk to you about this for a second. And the reason I bring it up, notice how it has date ranges. Now we're going to take a look at this in a little bit easier format, just a second. Okay, so what I did was to change my role to a student, and that sort of gives you a visual right now what you see. Notice how the introductory vids are not listed anymore, and that's because I made them invisible. They will not be invisible by the time you watch this. So, but here's our detailed course calendar, and again, I can tell you, you have these date ranges. Just scroll over to the right a little bit to allow yourself to see them. Understand, your first section is due May 27th, as is the second section. So give yourself some time to peruse through this and see when assignments are due. And you can also see this by looking at the modules themselves. Notice how each module has a date range. So section 1, May 8th through the 27th, section 2, May 14th through the 27th, and so on. So I encourage you to look at that while you were looking at. Now you'll notice if you go up here, there's something called a course schedule. If you click on that, this is simply going to show you what's due today, what's due tomorrow, what's due in the next 7 days, and that means really nothing to us. So honestly, what I would encourage you to do, you can look at this full schedule. This is showing you when things are available, when they're due, and so forth, but just rely more on this detailed course calendar. That's going to tell you everything. Okay, so obviously you have other links like the course syllabus, you have the links to the final exam and the midterm exam. These are simply descriptions of what's contained, because obviously our midterm and our final are found on our online text. Obviously that these modules are just telling you what is contained within these sections on our online text. In order to get to the actual work, you have to access the online text. So once you have purchased your online text and you've done the login, all you have to do is click on the link and it will bring you right to our online text. This happens right within the same browser that you're using for your D2L Brightspace. Now it might take a little time, but it will eventually come up. And this is what you will see. You'll see a page that looks exactly like this, and you see all of our sections. If you click on these, they will expand to show exactly what's in them. So I encourage you to explore your online text as soon as you get a hold of it. But let's talk about this first section. I'm going to open this up for a couple of reasons. I want you to see what it looks like. But for another, I want you to be aware of some things about the layout of our online text. You see these orange arrows. My wife would yell at me for saying orange. I guess that's just a bad habit I have. Orange is how she pronounces it. Anyway, you see these arrows. They will help you navigate from page to page. If you click on an arrow, it'll take you to, to the next page to the right. You click on the left, it takes you back to where you were. You can also navigate up and down. Notice that you have a virtual keyboard at your disposal. Now they're introducing it to you here, and if you press on these keys, and I could do this all day, you can play around with the piano keyboard on this page of your online text. But I want you to look here in the lower right hand corner. You have this little button here that says keyboard. If you press that, that brings up the keyboard. Any place that you will see that little tab, you just press on that and you get this keyboard. Now notice that every time you hover over a key, either a black key or a white key, it tells you in this little window exactly what the note is and in what octave it is in. Now that's going to become significant for you when you begin to start taking quizzes and so forth. So please take advantage of these tools that are made available to you. To make the keyboard go away, just click back on that icon or on the little minus sign here and it will take it away. Okay, so again, going through the online text is pretty easy. Let's take a look at some other tools. Notice how you have a lecture available to you. You have show me buttons, keywords, and a discover video. Let's just watch this little discover video.
My name is Manchas Kazawa. I've been playing the piano for over 20 years. I'm the author of 14 piano and music theory books, including several Amazon bestsellers. I'm the creator of the high-traffic piano lessons website, pianokeyboardguide.com. Come with me on an amazing journey where we learn all about the notes and keys of the piano. This is the perfect first course and introduction to piano music.
Okay, so you see that you have some things that are some videos that are related to your online text. You don't have to watch those videos necessarily, but if you want to learn more, a little bit more about the subject that we're talking about, often these little videos, these little discovery videos, will help you. They will give you some tips and some hints, and often there are some embedded videos right in your online text that help you understand what things are. Now, for example, here, this is in a few pages into your online text. It says pitch 1 is lower than 2, pitch 1 and 2 are the same. Pitch 1 is higher than 2. If you click on these little speakers, this is what you hear. And so it's just simply giving you examples of what they're talking about. And I should mention that the engines that they're using to run the software sometimes take some time, but look at this little box down here where it says music notation systems, alphabetic and syllabic. Okay, just take a look at that because that may become significant for you, hint, hint, later on. Okay, so there's a good deal of info to be seen and to look at. This is just in our first section. Understand here that you have some things that you can do that are interactive within your online text. Notice how when you press a key, It tells you what key that is. Even the black keys. So you're gonna learn about all of these and how to use them. Again, there is a keyboard that you can use. Okay, and you could also pull up this other keyboard anytime you want. Whenever that box is present, you can pull that keyboard up. But this is what I wanted you to witness here. These little show me example boxes, these are throughout your text. Anytime there is a concept to be explained, this is what that does. So when you click on show me, it'll demonstrate it for you. I'm not sure why that note is not sounding, but hopefully you will not have that same issue. If you do, please let me know, because that's something that needs to be addressed with the C4E folks. And I know sometimes they will tell you if you clear your cache history, that often will alleviate the problem. So I would try that first before you go into a tailspin. But if it still doesn't work after you've done that, then by all means do take a look at or do send me an email, and I will get in touch with the C4E folks. So the other little thing that is a little bit confusing is you have this menu up here at the top of this embedded window, and then you have the D2L menu up here. So let's make sure we understand there's two different things going on here. If you were to go back to the beginning of the course and you just simply click on the dashboard link, that brings you back to that first page showing you all the sections, where they are, and so forth. So I encourage you, take a look at that. Now obviously you are not going to have the instructor tools on your site, but you will have everything else. So I encourage you, explore, take a look. If you have any questions, obviously get in touch with me. Let's go back to our D2L site and click on the course home and take a look at one more thing, the activities tab. Now many of you have already done this, but just understand under the activities tab is where we have our discussions and where we have our discussion topics. And the first one that we have is introductions. So when you click on introductions, you will see all of the threads that have been listed so far, including mine. So if you want to, you can also view my post, and you can reply to it if you'd like. You do not have to, but you do need to respond to 2 of your classmates, and just a short response, as many of you have already done. You know, hey, nice to meet you. That type of thing is absolutely fine. It does not have to be a lengthy response. But understand, this is where those discussion topics are found, and there will be more than one. If we go back to our contents tab and you go to the introductions link, you may find that this is broken. It shouldn't be, but sometimes that link does get broken. In this case, it is not. When you click on introductions, it should come up to that first topic of in our discussions topic. Okay, folks, I hope this has at least illustrated for you some of the features of both D2L and our online text. Again, if you have any issues or questions, anything you don't understand, please get in touch with me. Also, I cannot stress enough, do take a look at that detailed course calendar. Understand when things are due and understand the time frame that you have to work with them in, and do not put things off until the last minute. Okay, I look forward again to reading your discussion topics and working with you online. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. Have a great week. Take care, folks. Bye.
So I hope that has clarified for you some things about our D2L site and about our online text. As always, folks, if you have any questions at all, if there's anything that you've misunderstood or a concept you didn't get, or you just simply have a question about the course or the course material, D2L, whatever, shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to work with you, okay? I think you're going to have a lot of fun, and let's get to it, all right? So hopefully we'll hear from you very soon. Take care.
I'm a sentimental sap, that's all. What's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will, you've made your kill, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down some